you, Rosemary, for that not-wanted speech. Now I'd like to call upon the third speaker, who is Abhimanyu, and his topic is failure. And he would be evaluated by Cavalier Neeraja. Can I call upon her to read about the project?
Good evening, Cavaliers, Toastmasters, guests, and my title speaker, Abhimanyu. So your objectives are: select the speech topic and determine its general and specific purposes. Organize the speech in a manner that best achieves these purposes. Ensure the beginning, body, and conclusion. Reinforce the purposes. Project sincerity and conviction, and control any kind of nervousness that you may feel. Strive not to use nose. Time 5 minutes. Good luck.
Can I call upon Cavalier for the speech?
I didn't fail. I found 10,000 ways that it won't work. Said by Thomas Alva Edison. Fellow Cavaliers, Toastmaster, and everyone present here. We know who Thomas Alva Edison was. He was one of the brilliant scientists present at that time. He invented the bulb. The bulb was one of the greatest discoveries for him. Basically the invention of the bulb. He wasn't the only scientist working towards the invention of bulbs. There were about 1,000 scientists working towards the invention of bulb. But the bulb they made lasted for about an hour or two. But the bulb made by Thomas Alva Edison lasted for about a month or two. So you can imagine what a big change it was from the bulb made by ordinary scientists and bulb made by the Thomas Alva Edison. Thomas Alva Edison made like about 100 of bulbs before making the perfect bulb which we are using now. That bulb was the one which got him success. His success was 90% devoted to his hard work and 10% to his nature. He always said that, never be afraid of failure. Because if you fail, most of you tend to go sad or disappointed because you have failed to get whatever you wanted. He said that try to accept failure in a positive manner. Try to learn something from it, because once you learn something from it, you'll be able to gain many things which will help you to overcome many obstacles of your life. Now I'll tell you a story of a young boy who was genius and very hardworking. He used to study in a school in which trophies or awards were given to the people who were excellent in their academic performance. He set a goal in his life that I have to get this trophy and I will do it. He worked blindly towards that goal and worked hard, but he couldn't get it. There was something wrong. He found out that everything was correct, but he still didn't get it. All his other friends got it and everyone were teasing and mocking at him. That day he was disappointed, sad, and didn't know where to go or what was good or bad for him. He didn't find any good when the friends were teasing him. He found out that the friends were wrong and he was correct. There was this inner voice speaking that showed them that they are wrong and you are correct. So he thought, that's not the end of the life. I have another chance. I can do it. So he went again and started working towards his goal, because he had another year for that. He worked throughout the year very hard and finally he got the trophy. That day during the awarding ceremony, instead of one trophy, he got 2. He asked ma'am why. Ma'am's like, there was some error last time, that's why he couldn't get the other one. We are so sorry for the mistake we made. That was the best day of his life. Now, I think so all of you might have watched the movie 3 Idiots, right? Do you remember the guy who used to pray to God a lot so that he passes in the exam? He failed thrice in the exam just because he was praying to God more as he was afraid of failure. He did want to pass, but he couldn't, because rather than studying, he was praying to God. Until unless the main character, Amir Khan, also known as Rancho in the movie, came and explained him the meaning of failure and told him to learn something from it. And if you remember, in the end of the movie, he was a brilliant scientist. Now I'll give an example which happened in our school about 4 years ago. There was this 12th grader. He was 2 months away from his final exams, and he was giving the pre-boards. After the results of pre-boards came out, he got like 50 to 60 marks. That is so disappointing for him. He was a very good student, but he couldn't get it. Just because of that, the teachers actually made him cry, and like literally he cried in front of during the PTM in front of his parents and all his friends. And after he gave the final exams, he was the school topper, surprisingly. After the results of 12th exam come in our school, we basically have a farewell for him. He did not attend the farewell. The next day when the reason was asked to him, he said that I got better parties to attend. That made everyone surprised. Now, it is not something to learn from that what he said. I'm just saying that first he failed and then he got success. So I'm telling you that failure should be accepted rather than looking at it to a negative way. Because once you fail, you learn something from it. And if you learn, you're going to overcome many obstacles of your life.